Diamonds in the street, boy, you shine. Thought my name is Drake, and I had a couple blind. Going to a job. Thought my name is Drake, and I had a couple blind.
What's
Boy,
up?
you shine.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, all that good stuff. It is, what time is it? 10:24 in the morning right now. So good morning to everybody who's watching this right now. We're back with another episode. And, you know, I kind of touched on it last week about what this episode is going to be about this week. And I know I have been kind of like all over the place, but this time I'm going to try to be focused on the topic at hand and then kind of go off track a little bit as I go through the episode. So just be patient with me, you know what I'm saying? I'm still getting used to this podcast thing and all that good stuff. So this episode is about knowing when the time is right to let go. And what I mean when I say that is knowing, you know, when enough is enough, knowing when you have to let certain stuff go, knowing when a lot can be overwhelming in a sense. And when I say that, I'm talking about friendships, relationships, you know, clothes, shoes, everything, you know, because a lot of stuff holds a lot of weight on our lives and we don't realize it. And so we hold on to so much that we tend to, like I said, get overwhelmed and feel like everything is just cluttered and we're getting smothered at one time. And so for me, I feel like I resonate with that a lot because I've recently gotten to a point, and I've talked about it last week, but I've gotten to a point in life where I am transitioning in my life, and I have to learn that with certain stuff I cannot hold on to. I have to do a lot of writing. I have to do a lot of, not necessarily a lot of thinking, but a lot of putting whatever's in my body on paper. And it's helped me tremendously because I don't have that kind of stuff in my mind anymore. And so it helps me throughout my day, and it helps me have an easier going time in life. Even though things do happen, you know, life brings more and more and more, I'm willing to navigate through all that traffic, you know, to get to the end of the open road. So to kind of touch base on what I'm talking about, just recently seen a lot of change with people, you know. I've encountered a lot of different personalities. I've encountered a lot of, you know, different walks of life. And sometimes it'd be good, sometimes it'd be bad, but you tend to learn a lot as you go through life with these people. And so, you know, I've had a lot of different times where, you know, I think people are my friend, and later down the road they start to show their true colors because of a plethora of things. Maybe they're jealous of what I have, or they see a lot of potential in me that they don't see in themselves. And it sucks because that's when people start acting different. That's when people start, you know, putting their insecurities on me, or, you know, even just talking ugly to me, you know, and not realizing how effective that can be, because words hold weight. So when you say certain stuff, it's like you have to watch how you say it and what you're saying, because you may not know how bad it may affect that person that you're speaking to, relationship wise, friendship wise, acquaintance wise, and it drives people away, and it makes them feel like, well, I can't be around them because their point of view is making me feel this way. And so it sucks because I am a very in tune with my feelings type of person, and I feel people's energy a lot. So when I can always tell when somebody's upset. I can always tell when somebody's mad. I can always tell when, you know, people are having a bad day or just don't feel like talking, and I have to navigate my way through all of that and not put people in a position to feel like they can treat me any kind of way. So it's like, okay, I know this is what's going on. Let me come over here, allow them to have their moments, and then when I feel like the energy is okay, or when I feel like, it's not going to be tension in the room, then I'll go speak to them. But until then, I wait. I have to stay patient because you never know what's going to happen. People will blow up just simply off of you asking, "Oh, are you all right?" Obviously, they're not. You see, they're not all right. So why are you going to go in there and bother them? Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just the way you carry your energy and the way you use it in certain moments determines how the reaction is for the other person. So I just think that, like I said, for me, when I have those cluttered moments in my brain and where I, am upset or I'm bothered by something, I have to take a moment to myself and grab my journal and write down what I'm feeling because I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody. So it's like, let me write this out. Let me talk to myself about it. Let me ask, God for some advice, some type of sign to find my answer as far as what it is that I'm dealing with. Now, to go even deeper in this conversation, not only is it with people that our mind has to, we have to put in our mind when it's time to let go of stuff or people, but also when we're having everyday life issues. And that means work, you know, life in general, car issues, uh, finances, groceries. I mean, that's kind of hand in hand, finances and groceries. Um, you know, trying to get a promotion, uh, trying to provide for ourselves, trying to help our families, trying to, there's just so much that goes with it, right? Oh, let me take a swig. When it comes to these type of things in life, right? It's it's hard to not want to be have emotion, you know, because emotions, it's everywhere. You're gonna, like I said, energy is everywhere. You're gonna feel it everywhere. So when it comes to these emotions and feelings for everyday life, I know for me, I get angry a lot. Not angry, but I get very upset when certain things happen. You know, like, let's see, what's an example I can give you? Um, like for work, right? Working overnight is not easy. That is probably the hardest thing for me, at least, that I've had to adjust to twice already. And from working with Five Below, doing overnight, to doing working now for where I work overnight. I'm used to it, so I've already had that, experience, but it 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 dwells on me, right? Because your sleep schedule changes, your eating schedule changes, and then you have to navigate and adjust your schedule every day based off of what days you work and what the hours are. And I feel like that was taking a toll on me because when it came to starting those night shifts, I was like, okay, starting out was cool, right? But then over time, you start thinking about, like, I had what's one thing? Doctor visits, right? I had to schedule an appointment for in the morning. Oh, I'm sorry. I went to an appointment that happened in the morning, right after I got off. So I didn't have time to go home and rest for the 4 to 5 hours that I had. I usually have when I get off work, and which that made it a little bit harder because I'm like, dang, like I have to go do this, and I don't know how long it's gonna take. Am I gonna be there for an hour? I want to go to sleep. I'm tired, and so when you're tired, that's when your emotions start coming in, and you're just like, dude, like, ugh, I gotta go do this now, and I gotta do that, and I don't want to do that. And then there was a time where I had to deal with my car, you know, taking it to go get fixed, and realizing it's gonna cost money to get it fixed. That emotion right there was a lot because I was constantly having to change something else, fix something else, getting the oil changed, like still simple stuff, right? And it's like, come on, man, like why is this making me upset? Why do I have to keep doing this? And it's like, this is life. This is part of being an adult, you know. I have to learn to let go of that emotion of living in a world where I didn't have responsibilities to, okay, now I got a responsibility. Let me grow up and pull my big boy pants on and just get it done so I can get it out of the way. And so, well, when the reason why I resonate that with letting go, it's like I have to let go of the easy life. I have to embrace the adulthood, the you know the plethora of problems that come with being an adult. By the way, I want my refund still. I really want my refund on adulthood. This stinks, but it's life. What I'm trying to get at is just the letting go of things that you can't control. There's so many uncontrollables that come with life that we tend to take in, and we just let it linger, and we get upset, and we're just like, I don't feel like doing nothing today. I'm gonna just lay in the bed and just not do anything. But we have to learn, us as human beings, we cannot let that happen because it tends to lead to a life where depression comes in, anxiety, just not having a will to want to do anything, and that stinks. You never want to have that kind of life where you feel like you just can't do anything in life, where you feel like you don't want to. It's just a lazy mentality. With lazy mentalities comes a lot more than we think we can handle. You know, you never want to go through life having a lazy mentality because you'll never get anything done. I think the solution to letting things go is accepting that you're going to have trials and tribulations. You're going to have days where you don't feel like you can do anything. You're going to have, those moments where you're just mad and you just feel like you need to be alone. And that's okay. You can have those moments where you want to be alone. You can take that time to yourself, the 20, 30 minutes, hour, if it has to be. And you can have that space for yourself to where you can be like, okay, look, I can either sit here and be upset and mad about something that I can't control, or I can find a way to get through it, let this emotion go, pray about it, and move forward. I think that's something that implementing into my life has really helped me because I always felt like, dang, like I don't know what to do. I don't know, you know, I don't know the best option. I don't know where this is going to lead me. And it's like, you won't know until you actually try. When you actually try and put the effort into making a better situation for yourself, for your life, for your future, I think that it in itself amplifies the knowledge and the decision making when it comes to certain scenarios. And so my final point I want to make is knowing that things are temporary. I kind of wrote down in my journal right here that my only concern is this being temporary. Is God, preparing me for something better? Is me being patient and working through everything at a steady pace going to be beneficial in the end, even with people, girlfriends, not necessarily girlfriends, but relationships and things like that. Like those past issues, this big pot of issue, is that something that I need to learn to let go of so I can move forward? And I think that yes, it is. I think that everything that I've dealt with from, you know, December of 2023 all the way back to when I was born, that's stuff that I cannot continue to let keep coming with me every year, because it's going to keep dwelling on me. It's going to keep affecting my life, and it's going to keep making me make decisions based off of those situations, which can be good or can be bad. It's more of a learning, lesson when it comes to those things that happened in the past. And if I can't learn to let that stuff go, I'll never learn to be happy. I'll never learn to have better decision making. I'll never learn to be wiser when I know that a situation's coming up and I need to make a quick decision or I need to make a solid decision. I think that it's important to have that in your mind, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know you never know who's going to come into your life. You never know who you're going to lose. You never know what friendships you're going to have lack for, not necessarily lack, but lack of attention for, because you at that point it's just like, well, I've done everything I can. I've done everything God asked me to do. This person's still acting this way, so why am I sitting here exerting so much energy into them when I can be putting that into myself to make me a better person, to make me a better human being, to, allow myself to be okay with, all right, this is what it is. I've done my part. I've tried to talk to them. They didn't respond the way I wanted them to. So, okay, this is what it is. I can't, I can't, I can't make a situation be the way I want it to be if it's not meant to be. So, I think that in everything that I've talked about today, letting go and knowing when it's time to let go is a very important task to use in life. It makes things so much easier. It makes things a lot clearer, and it's less cluttering, because walking around with clutter or being around clutter is just gonna make you mad. And like I said, that's what causes the emotion to come in and take over our mind and our feelings. And we all know better. We all know when we're wrong. We all know when we make bad moves. It happens. We're humans. It's part of life. That's what you go through. But taking the time to sit down and having a mature conversation with yourself, not only with yourself, but with God as well, that's when you start to see a fruit roll up unravel. And that's just an analogy. I'm just using it. But that's when you can unravel a lot of things and start to pick off, okay, I want to deal with this one first. Once I deal with this, I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to let it be. I'm going to forget about it. Let's pick this one up. Let's, problem solving, cause and effect. It Whatever you decide for that situation, the effect is what you're going to get. And it may be good, it may be bad, but you cannot let it linger, and you cannot hold on to it for so long and make yourself stress and be upset and be mad and whatever else that comes. So to kind of get into the Bible verse, the Bible yeah, just the Bible verse I found. It's only one. Bible verse I found is Psalms 37, verse 4. And it says, Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Um, and I feel like that verse is important to this because it says, Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. I think that what that verse is basically saying is when you put life in his hands and you allow him to take care of what it is that you're feeling, then you start to notice a lot of weight is lifted off your body, a lot of weight, a lot of cloudiness is lifted off your heart, your mind, and you're just at peace with so much. And I'm not trying to press, you anything on you guys as far as what anybody else may believe in, but I know for me when I pray and I let God handle the situation versus me trying to handle it for myself, I notice a quick change and I feel my heart become lighter. I feel my shoulders start to relax. I feel my mind being clear. All the gray and the static and the scribbles, it's cleared away because I have a clear conscience. I have a clear way of thinking, and I know every day that I continue to pray and I continue to ask for God's guidance and ask that, you know, I be put in the right position. Um, it's so much more helpful. We can't do things on our we can't do everything on our own. If we could do everything on our own, we'd be Superman or some superhero. If we could really do it on our own, we'd be unstoppable as human beings. There would be there would be no problems, and people would be a lot more at at ease. Every day is something new. Like even thinking about it right now, like all those bombings and a lot of stuff coming out with these big time people. It that's it's bringing a lot of light to the world, and people are not. I wouldn't say not, but people are becoming aware of what's going on, and I've seen it, and I've heard it a lot lately. That before I can't remember how it goes, but before God can heal the world, he brings up a lot, or he brings to light a lot of negative, a lot of things that aren't exactly good, but it's a sign to let you know that he's getting ready to come back. He's getting ready to do a lot. He's getting ready to make these changes, and I'm just grateful that he's allowed me to make the changes I needed to in my life, as well as make the decisions based on what he feels is better for me versus what I think is good for me. There may be stuff that is good for me, but there may be a different avenue that he may be wanting me to take that will lead up to more on top of better on top of successful. There's it's a story. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own path. So I just feel like it's just in his hands at this point. And with the plan that he's provided, only only he knows. He'll eventually reveal it to us, but when the time is right, we cannot rush this thing. So with that, I would say be willing to let go and let God. Be willing to know when the time is right to allow yourself to be okay with certain circumstances. Be okay with losing friendships. Be okay with being by yourself, because it just comes with so much more happiness. It comes with more embracing ourselves, knowing who we are, getting to know ourselves on a much more personal level, and then even building a relationship with God and building relationships with the right people and having the right crowd around you, knowing that no matter what happens, wherever you go, you're gonna be in the right space at the right time. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna end it with that one. This one's a little bit shorter than usual, but I think I got my point across. But I do want to add, um, my brand. I am going to put the link in the description below again. I didn't do it on the last video. I thought I did, but I'm gonna put it in the description below. Um, if you can, by all means, uh, anything helps. Like I said, I really want to get this off the ground. I really want to make it my own thing, and it is my own thing. But I really want to, have something that's with the meaning behind it. Have something that spreads positivity throughout the world and for generations to come. It's important to me. I love my brand. I love what it stands for. And I know God's gonna handle it. I'm leaving it in His hands, but I think through Him, He put it in my mind and my heart to let you guys know that, just as a reminder of what the brand means or what it stands for. It's knowing that we are all important, knowing that we are kings and queens, no matter what's going on, and that when we have God in our life, so much happiness and so much peace comes with it. So, like I said, for this season, it's about doing everything for yourself and defying the odds when, adversity comes and these negative things happen to us and these different circumstances getting in our way. So, again, I'm going to put it in the description below. Y'all go ahead and check the website out. Show me some love. I do stream from time to time, so if you want to come in and watch me stream, that's cool too. And that's pretty much it, man. So I appreciate you for coming through again. This will be posted on Friday, more than likely, because it's the 22nd now. So Friday I will be posting this. I have missed like a couple weeks, so I haven't been posting this consistent. I think I missed like 2-3 weeks, but I'm gonna try to get back on track, recording on either Sunday or Monday and then having it posted on Friday. But that being said, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for coming through. I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, you walking around with diamonds in the street. Boy, you shine. Thought my name is Drake.